Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Anu Pandey. I teach at Department of Commerce, Motilal Nehru College, University of Delhi. I'll be presenting the paper entitled Man-Dog Conflict, Result of Fractured System and Apathetic Governance. The co-author of this paper is Dr. Mohammad Shahid Ali. He teaches at Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Jamia Millia Islamia University. Well, the paper is divided into 4 parts. The first is literature review, second is data analysis, third is findings, and the last one is recommendations. A brief background about the paper. This one is prior to the foreign invasions which happened in India. Well, before foreign invasions happened, Indian dogs were revered. They were considered companion of Lord Bhairav, which is a fierce form of Lord Shiva. Community ownership of dogs was practiced, which is that the dogs were kept outdoors and not allowed inside homes. Every household used to prepare and feed first chapati to cow and last one to dogs, which means that the dogs used to satiate their hunger not by chapati or food given by one person or one family. Rather, multiple families, multiple people used to feed the dog. So he used to satiate his hunger on the basis of the food provided by the community as a whole. This is an example of a temple which is still there in Karnataka, and you can see 2 statues of dogs which are worshipped. So dogs were highly worshipped in India. There was no form of killing or beating or abusing dogs. The next is impact of foreign invasion and colonial regime on Indian dogs. What impact it had on the Indian dogs? Pet ownership of breed dogs replaced community ownership of Indian dogs because when the foreigners came, they came with their own breed dogs. And they were kept as pets, not kept outside homes. Indian dogs were tagged as rabid, wild and stray. So these were the adjectives given to them. Indian dogs started being seen with hate and contempt. In 1816, Chennai alone 100 dogs were killed per day. So killing started in India. This is just an example to show that how Royal Shimla Club banned both Indians and dogs from entering their premises. Now, what was the kind of attitude which we had for Indian dogs post-independence, that is 1947 onwards? The municipal corporations became the custodians of Indian dogs, who were now called menace and nuisance to society. So 2 new adjectives got added to our dogs. Corporations started killing dogs on complaints by residents. Many municipal corporations used to electrocute dogs. It is well documented that in Chennai alone, 60,000 dogs were killed in 1964, 30,000 in 1985, and in 1995 the number was as high as 195 per day. Dr. Chinni Krishna, the co-founder of Blue Cross India, pioneered the animal birth control program, which means spaying and neutering of dogs as a solution to control stray dog population and to eradicate canine rabies. This was adopted by Mayor of Chennai, and the electrocution room was converted into ABC Center in 1966, and Chennai was declared rabies-free by 2010, which of course was a very big achievement then. AWBI, which is Animal Welfare Board of India, it adopted ABC program as most effective measure to control dog population in 1997, and very soon WHO too adopted Blue Cross's ABC program. And we know very well that how Bhutan has successfully implemented ABC in their country. Government of India adopted ABC program in 2001 and hence made killing of dogs a punishable offence. Now, we are going to look into how ABC has been implemented and how effective it has been in India. Currently, it is estimated that we have roughly 70 million dogs in India. Municipal corporations with NGOs are interested to carry out ABC programs. So there is no official way by which there is, people's participation which has been incorporated. There is random picking of dogs for sterilization, and this is mostly done on complaints given by residents that dogs are barking or biting, and often we have seen that dogs are caught in most inhumane manner, which is very torturous for the dog. Relocation of dogs has been prohibited as per ABC rules, yet relocation is a common practice. Many municipal corporations relocate dogs and even kill them in spite of having rules which prohibit their killing and relocation. I wanted to bring an example which is of G20. G20 was held in 2023 in Delhi, and dogs were relocated in most cruel manner by the Municipal Corporation of Delhi. ABC rules were blatantly flouted by the custodians of community dogs, which is the MCD. Sterilized dogs were picked up in most inhumane manner because sterilized dogs are prohibited to be picked up, and yet the laws were flouted. Hundreds of dogs are still missing. This is just to show that how a dog was picked up by a corporation worker and put into the van. You can see how cruelly he was picked up. Now, we have also conducted an empirical study. Based on convenience sampling, we collected data on the basis of questionnaire from Delhi NCR, which is the National Capital Region. Questionnaires were circulated online through Google Form, of which 869 were filled questionnaires, which we received. There were several questions, but we have incorporated only few questions which are relevant to this presentation. We asked the question, do you have a pet dog at home? And we found that 80% of the people do not have pet dogs at home. And only 20% have pet dogs. Then we asked that what breed do they have? And again, we found that 52.7% have only breed dogs, foreign breed dogs like Golden Retriever, Pug, Labrador, Pomeranian, etc., even Husky. And 18.7% of them said that they have both breed dogs as well as Indian dog. And I would just like to bring this to the knowledge of all that in India, breeding has become a very ugly business. People often buy dogs from breeders, and breeders exploit the dogs. They are kept in most inhuman condition, and many a time we have found that especially the female dogs, they are thrown away once they are no longer able to reproduce. So we find a lot of abandoned breed dogs who are old, who are sick, and they have been abandoned by these breeders. So I think government has to come out with some strong regulations by which breeding can be banned or curbed in India. Then we asked the question, are you aware of ABC program? And we found that 70% of the respondents are not aware about the ABC program, even though it is right there in India since 2001. Now, this is a very important question because feeding helps in three things. Number one, it makes the dog healthy because good food and given on right time will obviously help the dog to stay healthy and to survive happily. Number two, it also helps the people of that area become friends with the dog. So befriending the dog becomes easier, which helps in ABC as well as in vaccination of dogs. Because in ABC, generally what happens that the corporation people come, they pick up dog in the most cruel manner. And many times when they are picking up the dogs, many dogs run away because they are so scared. So they are not able to pick up all the dogs. And number two, the picking up becomes very cruel. Even if they are using nets, the dog is very, very traumatized. He is very scared, and out of fear, many times the dog also attacks and bites the catcher. So it is not good both for the dog as well as for the catcher, the dog catcher. So people, if they feed dogs, they not only give dog a healthy life, but also help the dog in being caught for ABC. as well as during vaccination, because when rabies vaccination is being done, people who are friendly to dog, they are able to, hold the dog in their arms, and then vaccination becomes easier. So we found that only 67.3% they feed dogs in their colony. Then we asked that many of them are, working people. So we asked them, do you also feed dogs in their offices, around their office area? And here we found that people are generally reluctant to feed. Only 37% people, they feed dogs near their offices, but 63% don't. Now, canine rabies is again a very important issue, not only in India, for world over. WHO has mandated to make world canine rabies free by 2030. India accounts for a very high number of canine rabies deaths. India accounts for 36% of the world's rabies death. Now, this is just a poster which I wanted to show. This poster was put up by the East Delhi Municipal Corporation, and it was basically done to tell people that, see, if you get any dog bite or a scratch, please don't take it lightly. You rush to the hospital and get yourself, vaccinated, because rabies is a deadly disease. It's a fatal disease. So therefore, do not, neglect it, and you go to the hospital and get yourself vaccinated. Well, good. It is a good message which has been put across for people, for human beings, to protect themselves from rabies. But at the same time, this poster is highly misleading and creates fear in the mind of people against dogs. Now, I'll tell you how this poster is also misleading. The picture of the dog itself creates fear for dogs. So they could have used a better dog, a more friendlier dog, rather than this ferocious looking dog, which actually creates fear, and people who would be feeding also dogs would just, run away from feeding him. So the picture in itself was wrong. I mean, they shouldn't have used such a picture. Number two, the poster does not anywhere talk about vaccination of dog, which is the most important thing to make any country canine rabies free. So unless and until we vaccinate all the dogs, we cannot make this country canine rabies free. It does not differentiate between dog bite by a healthy non-rabid dog and a bite by a rabid dog. You see, a dog may bite for a number of reasons. It's not necessary that only a rabid dog would bite. It can happen from any healthy, friendlier dog also. Maybe the dog was got scared, so out of fear he bit you, or there may be any other reason for that. Maybe he was sick, maybe he was in pain. Now, there is no differentiation being made in this particular poster that, see, a healthy dog, a non-rabid dog, if he bites you, that may not affect you with rabies. Hence, the general perception is that, after seeing this poster, is that a scratch or a bite by any dog, rabid or non-rabid, may infect them with rabies. Such posters have only created further divide between humans and dogs, which has led to more conflicts and cruelties towards the man's best friend. Then we tried to find out through our questionnaire, has rabies vaccination drive ever been organized for the stray dogs in your society? And we found that only 22.3% people said yes, vaccination has taken place, and these drives have generally been done by private people, private NGOs. CGS Hospital in Gurgaon has done a remarkable job. They have been carrying out vaccination programs or free drives in Delhi NCR. But as far as corporation is concerned, no. So these are the findings which we have come out after doing both empirical study and literature review. Pet ownership is quite low, and people prefer to keep foreign breed dogs rather than Indian dogs as pets. Lack of awareness about ABC program amongst the masses, which is hampering the smooth implementation of ABC program. There is absence of people's participation in ABC, which is essential for its success. Municipal corporations are flouting ABC rules themselves and hence setting bad example for the masses to follow. Misleading rabies awareness posters and lack of right awareness about canine rabies is again a very big problem in India. There is absence of dog rabies vaccination drives by municipal corporation. These are some of the recommendations which I feel that if the government and the animal welfare bodies follow, a lot of good will happen both for the dogs and for the society as a whole. Community ownership of dogs to be encouraged along with pet ownership, because community ownership has been the culture and tradition of India. Special task force to be established by the Government of India to supervise smooth, transparent and systematic implementation of ABC program throughout India. Like we have seen that the Municipal Corporation of Delhi is not doing ABC properly. But there are other municipal corporations in other parts of India who are doing a good job. So it's not that all are, doing wrong work. So, but yes, in order to have accountability and in order to have a proper ABC program implementation throughout India, I think a special task force should be established at the central government level. Proper training in compassion and humane treatment of dogs to be given to vets, dog catchers and other municipal and NGO workers involved in running ABC program. As we have seen how it happened in G20, that the corporation workers and people even in NGOs, people who are working in NGOs and who catch dogs, many times they have not done it the way they are supposed to be doing it. So proper training is a must, and at all strata. Random and complaint-centric ABC to be replaced by systematic and humane-centric ABC with people's participation. Government to collaborate with organizations like GARC, which is Global Alliance Rabies Control, or create their own system to educate people about canine rabies and to appoint rabies educators in every colony who can humanely and sensibly address dog bites in their respective areas. We have seen that many times a dog is beaten to death just because he bit a person, because the general perception is that if a dog bites, he is rabid. Now that is not right. So this kind of cruelty can be easily curtailed and stopped if proper awareness happens, and if we have rabies educator people in every colony, then definitely cruelty can reduce. Free rabies vaccination drive for dogs with the help of caregivers and feeders to be held annually by corporation. Well, I would like to end my presentation with this beautiful picture of a dog which is sleeping peacefully, happily, without any fear of being shooed away or beaten. This picture has been taken from a very old and heritage hotel, which is Taj Mahal Hotel in Mumbai. This is owned and run by Tatas. Well, you see, Mr. Ratan Tata is renowned for his love and compassion for dogs, irrespective of any breed the dog belongs to. And he has strictly instructed his staff of Taj Mahal that any dog which lives within the vicinity of the hotel be given free entry and exit in the hotel. And the dog should be treated with kindness and compassion. So I think this is an example which has already been set by the Tatas. And this example has to be followed by every office, every colony of India, because this, number one, will not only help in smooth implementation of ABC, which prohibits relocation of dogs. Number two, it will also make India a dog-friendly country, which at the moment it is not. So I think on this note, I would like to end my presentation. And I would like to thank ICAM for giving us the opportunity to present this paper. Thank you so much.